Alright everyone, Sierra Games Scott here for part 2 of the quest, pardon me, not the Quest for Camelot, that's I believe a Disney movie or something like that. No, the Conquest of Camelot, and we are here in King Arthur's room itself. And, sorry, sometimes the screen doesn't come right up, um, at least on my end. Anyway, so let's, let's take a look around. Look, when you are in need of solitude, this is your room. It is sparsely furnished, as befits a warrior king. Alright, so there's not too much we have to do here, though we do have to sort of start things off around here and get some of the basic equipment. One of the things I do want to mention just before we get into the game is I'll give you updates on what I'm doing technologically as we go throughout the game, so I don't have to waste a bunch of time up front. But essentially, I'm working from a desktop system they have set up in sort of an, I guess, an ad hoc manner, and that just means that's sort of temporary or kind of just set up for a limited purpose, I should say. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do as many Let's Plays as I can, move them over to my computer, but my normal computer, my laptop, and then that has internet access, and then upload slowly over with a couple of gaps of days probably the videos, so I only have to actually pull the system out once a week and do a number of Let's Plays. And so we weren't going to have like we did beforehand, where I would upload 3 or 4 videos back to back to back at one time. It's going to be one video a day, and then maybe a little bit of time in between. I know some of the better LPers, like Late Blade and others, can get away with it because, well, they have a bigger audience and do a better job, but for me, it's just a matter of my just trying to space things out, because I don't think there's real purpose of putting 4 up, then waiting a week or so, and then putting 4 more up or something like that. So that's just how it's going to work a little differently. Like I said, we're just trying to make do what we have, but I think we're having a little bit more success with getting sound up there, and we are able to play the game now with proper synchronization, so that's definitely a real blessing, a real benefit. So let's get back into the game and not waste too much time with housekeeping items like that, but I'll keep you updated with minor things as we go along. Anyway, one of the first things we want to do is see this purple thing. I kind of am in the way right now, but I'll change that in a second, which is the purse. So you can see that I just picked that up on the table. That's one of the first things you need to get. You also need to change clothes, and that pretty much takes care of everything that you needed to get in this room. It's pretty convenient that you don't have to get every little last item, and we'll see. Also, just there's no nudity in this game. It's very G-rated. He's going to hide behind the rock over there. How wise of you, it says. And so he changes into, I guess, more warrior clothes, which lets him put on his armor, and he takes his sword and shield. And that's pretty much everything we need here. There's not too much else in this room, at least for the time being, that I know of, at least based on the walkthrough. So we took care of that, and I won't do this every time, of course, but let's just show score. As you can see, the skill points, wisdom points, and soul point. Well, nothing happened to the soul points, but you see we got some points for that. So we showed wisdom and we showed some skill, I guess. So let's go out. Okay, so this is kind of what I was talking about beforehand. As I move over, was to say there is nothing of import to you here, and urgent matters await you elsewhere. Now, if I press enter, it's just going to hit that again. So what you want to do is you want to just keep moving. And sometimes you'll get different messages like often Guinevere may be found here in the Queen's Bower. But we're not going to Guinevere quite yet. So every space you move, you're going to get something. Normally that message comes up, and you just kind of have to use the control keys to kind of get your character where you want him to go. So you have granted possession of the small tower room to me, referring to Merlin, where only the brave dare to tread, and even then with caution. Okay, so we are in Merlin's room, and to get in there, all you need to do is press enter. So Merlin turns to us, and he doesn't really have much to say directly until until we start interacting with him. So let's look around. As you see, my room is quite full. Take care that you don't disturb any objects within. Alright, so there's a lot to do here, and there's going to be a lot of I guess reading at this point. So I apologize if this is a little boring, but I am going to go through everything. And let's start off, just so we don't get cut off, let's start by looking at this map over here. Look, map. Use arrows to move or select with mouse. Alright, so this is Britannia, and I guess this is the British Isle at the time period, though obviously part of this is mythological. And we're just going to go through, I guess, we'll look at all the cities. If it gets to be too tedious, I'll abbreviate her. Alright, so this is where we are. Alright, Glastonbury Tor. The hill has been revered for countless centuries. To the Celts, it was, alright, so this is actually one of the areas we have to go to. I'm not going to read everything. That's just ridiculous, I guess. But it claims that Joseph of Arimathea brought the Grail there, so that's somewhere we're going to have to go. That's important. Let's see if I can find some other important places. I don't think we have to go to Halstock. Okay, Camelot's obviously where we are. Shipwick, I don't remember if we go there. And this just gives a lot of history, but I think I'll be boring everyone if I just see her reading everything, including myself. So, let's see. I'm just going to show you all the things, and then if you want to pause the video and read it, it's up to you. I don't think we go to most of these cities. Alright, yeah, we definitely don't go here. At least not early on. Otmore, that's one of the places we go. Let's read that. Though the waters of the moor are not deep, they are reputed to have healing powers. This is where the lady of the lake currently dwells. Her wisdom and power rivals my own. We don't go here. And Bath. Okay, so I don't think we go there. I'm not sure. Or at least it's not quite as important. I shouldn't say. I'm not 100% sure where we go, but I know that there's certain cities, there's certain areas which are particularly important. So, let's talk to Merlin. Your preparations are only begun. Finish what you must do, then I'll have more to tell you. Okay, everyone. Sorry if the music's a little softer now. I put it down just so it's easier for me to type. Like I said, I was using the speaker, so hopefully that's not a big problem. Let's ask Merlin about a few things. I paused the game actually just so I could take a look at the walkthrough, see what we should ask him about. I can add nothing to what is written in your Liber Ex Doctrina. You should have it with you at all times. I have no idea what that is at this point, but I guess we'll get it. The walkthrough has not told me to get it yet. Let's ask about Galahad. He is very popular among your guards, and they would be the first to hear rumor of him. So the guards know that. That's kind of a tip to go to ask the guards about Galahad. Let's ask about Gawain. Gawain, I should say. I believe the treasurer is a good friend of Sir Gawain, and would have the latest news, if any. So we have to ask him about that. Alright. There is a treasure in the game that we'll see in a bit. Let's ask about Lancelot. I do not wish to be indelicate, but the queen might be the best person to ask. Obviously referring to her crush on Lancelot, and so we have to ask her about that. I guess Southampton is actually one of the places we may be visiting. I think I said we wouldn't, but it is something we should ask Merlin about. And hopefully we can finish this before the end of the video. It is your major port in the south where you must go to take the ship to other lands. Alright. And see what else we got. Glastonbury Tor. Maybe I can just ask about Tor. Glastonbury Tor has been a sacred hill for centuries. The legend of Joseph of Arimathea claims the Grail is hidden there. Kind of what we read already. And what else is there? And I think the only thing else is Otmore. Is a body of water to the north, where currently the Lady of the Lakes dwells. Alright, well, we can... Alright, let's see if we can snag this open chest. Inside my chest is a lodestone, a magical stone that will always show you where true north lies. This one is shaped like a tiny sword, the tip of which will point north as it dangles from a string attached to its center. Take it, Arthur. I prepared it for you, especially for you. Take lodestone. Reminds me of something in Chrono Trigger, I think. It's like was it a lode sword or something? Alright. So we had the lodestone, and that pretty much brings us close to the end of the time, So let's end things here, and we'll continue exploring this castle next time. This is Conquests of Camelot. I'm Sierra Games Scott, signing off.